What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. In this one, we're going to go over every single thing you need to know about Black Ops 7. So the first thing is they did drop a gameplay trailer reveal and all of that good stuff, which I showcased in the last video. But in this one, we're going to go over everything else. So it starts off with co-op campaign, the full debrief. They provide this photo, which goes over the brand new operators that are going to be available with the main characters. So they said in BO7, you can go solo or squad up with up to 3 other players, so 4 players total. And then they said the goal of the story with the Black Ops 7 is to tell a story that could stand on its own while honoring the legacy of the series. So they're going to try to make it a little bit different compared to what we've seen with past Call of Duty titles, but at the same time, try and make it fun. So they said there's going to be covert missions and a mind-bending narrative. They also provide another photo of Mason. They said in 2035, Black Ops 2 villain Raul Menendez is back with a mysterious video threatening to burn the world down in 3 days. So this is how the story begins. The Guild, a global tech conglomerate known for its consumer innovations and military application, has stepped into the fray to offer protection where the governments and nations have failed. So that's pretty much the story. Starts off with the Guild being the good guys. And then it says, David Mason call sign section is deployed to investigate the new danger. What he believes is a tactical operation quickly unravels into something far more dangerous and disturbing as Mason and his Spectre 1 JCOC team of elite operators uncover a weapon engineered to turn fear into an instrument of havoc and destruction. So it's like, this is where the mind games and things like that begin. They said after the team is exposed to the weapon, their grip on reality fractures, missions shift into surreal landscapes with twisted versions of each team member's memories. And so all this stuff that's currently going on within the trailer where just things don't make sense, that's the reason it's like this weapon or drug has acted in this way to make them see what we're seeing here in these videos. But here's the team. So David Mason, they provide a photo here and they said son of Alex Mason. They give like a detailed description. I'm going to go ahead show an image, but I'm not going to read the whole thing. The next one is going to be Mike Harper. They also showcase an image of him. They give a detail on his history, how he came about and all of that stuff. Then the next one that we have is going to be Eric Samuels. So he is indeed going to be in Black Ops. The Samuels version of the operator is completely different. So they're using a completely different character model sort of thing like that. And this is also the image and the backstory in terms of him. Quick word from our sponsor, Mitch Cactus. It's a store that can get you the most exclusive operators, help you unlock the Black Ops 6 mastery camos such as Dark Matter, Abyss, and Nebula. And if you want to hit Master Prestige even faster, they can also help you out with that. They don't use unlock tools or mods, so you know it's 100% legitimate, and they have over 10,000 verified reviews on Trustpilot. You can use code Tridzo for a 5% discount. The link will be down in the description. And then the next person is going to be 50/50, so that's literally what they're calling her. But her name is Leilani, and then they also give a description for her. It seems like she's going to be a new character. It looks like the leaks about Lynch being the one who's going to be in the story has been false because it's going to be Leilani instead. And then they said the Guardian and the Guild leader is going to be Troy Marshall. So they give a backstory to Troy Marshall. Now he looks a lot older, and this is the image that we have of him. And then they also go on to talk about Emma Kagan, also provide a photo of her. So these are the main characters within the story. Now for the co-op campaign, it says a wide spectrum of environments. They provide different photos, talk about the different things that are going to be available. But then they said the end game. So this is going to be the last mission within the co-op campaign. They said with the campaign of this scale, Treyarch and Raven are ensuring players are rewarded in a fresh new way as they explore the campaign narrative. As you push deeper into the story, you'll master new abilities to deploy in the campaign's epic end game, where you'll reach new levels of power to survive overwhelming odds. Now, basically what that is, as we talked about with the leaks, is it's going to be open world. It's going to be sort of like their take on DMZ, and that's how the last mission is going to play out. And then they said global progression in the campaign. So for the first time ever, global progression will be coming to Black Ops 7 co-op campaign. Simply put, this means you'll be earning XP, leveling up your weapons, unlocking weapon camos, and completing challenges during the co-op campaign that could be brought into multiplayer and zombies or to Warzone starting in Season 1. Reading for further details in the global system section. And then they said Avalon Endgame. So basically, that's exactly what we talked about. The last part of the campaign is open world stuff. And then they have operator combat rating. Once you reach endgame, you'll be able to play as any unlocked operator and access the combat operating system to fully realize your operator's power and effectiveness. Every operator you take into co-op campaigns endgame has their own combat rating that you progress by completing activities, assignments, and defeating enemies. Now we jump into the multiplayer side of things. So it says a massive offering for multiplayer. The first thing is Multiplayer in Black Ops 7 explodes out of the gate with 16 electrifying 6v6 maps and 2 20v20 maps at launch, all beginning with a unified vision based on 2035 settings, reimagining the world of Black Ops 2 10 years on. So here's what they talk about. Near future weaponry and live wire loadouts. Expect in-world technological improvements to all weapons available across multiplayer and therefore available in co-op campaign and zombies, with 30 new weapons at launch, including 16 that players will see in Call of Duty for the very first time ever. Black Ops 7 Arsenal strikes a balance between brand new armaments and homages to fan favorites. Now, they go on to list here a couple of different things. So they said BO7 will also mark the return of weapon prestige, bringing depth of progression, mastery, and rewards to the weapon progression journey not seen since 2018. Additionally, players will be able to share their created weapon builds for the first time ever via Black Ops 6's new weapon build sharing and build code features. Check out the global systems section for more. Then they said with the game taking place 10 years after BO2, Treyarch multiplayer team has unleashed its creativity to deliver a variety of exciting new perks, weapon attachments, equipment, field upgrades, and of course a huge selection of score streaks to utilize. They've also provided photos of multiplayer as well. They go on to talk about overclocking your equipment. For the first time ever in Black Ops 6, score streaks, field upgrades, and equipments can be upgraded using the new overclock system, meaning more than just your weapons will grow more versatile the more you use them. Every successful use of your score streak, field upgrade, or equipment becomes a step towards unlocking their full potential as you enhance your arsenal over time, earning gameplay improvements and enhanced functionality. So that's actually pretty crazy. And then they said this is part of the overarching goal of deep progression for gameplay content, but without needles or the confusion. And then they go on to showcase lethal equipment. So they have a cluster grenade last seen in BO4. They said, for example, the first overclock controller fuse, it adds the ability to cook the fuse over time. Then the second overclock tighter packing adds more additional attachment mini grenade to the projectile. So it's basically upgrading each item. A remotely controlled armored robot soldier equipped with a deadly burst rifle increased the score's potential still further with the following overclocks. So first overclock power module, this extends the runtime for the Rhino, allowing even more mayhem. And then the second one is sonar pulse, reveals nearby enemy locations. Now they go on to give even more examples. For example, the dog, this one, and then they provide an image of that. Then they go on to talk about perks and hybrid combat specialties. So experiment with your perk builds like never before with the all new hybrid combat specialties. To activate a hybrid bonus, you're able to mix and match perks from 2 different combat specialty colors. Get ready to try out different combinations to find your favorites, whether you're a stealthy slayer or an offensive support player. Then they talk about next level omni movement and actually give some footage here, which I'll go ahead and showcase. So this is the wall jumping. They said adjusted tactical sprint. So outmaneuver your enemies with the next level omni movement system to gain the upper hand in combat. Execute swift wall jumps to evade or out of style your pursuers while increasing your traversal capabilities. And then mental high ledges for tactical advances, and in skirmish drop into action with combat rolls for steep falls to reduce fall damage. Now they don't show these rolls, but the next thing they go over here is going to be 16 brand new multiplayer maps. From the futuristic Tokyo vistas to the frozen, unforgiving wilds of Alaska, every environment is brimming with danger and opportunity, as many are deeply connected to the narrative. You'll fight through covert guild facilities in Japan, revisit David Mason's childhood cabin, infiltrate a remote tundra installation where weapons of war are being secretly 3D printed. They also provide a couple of photos of what some of these maps look like, and they even showcase Raid. So Raid is going to be coming back, and then they provide of the photo of what it looks like in this new version and the remastered version of Raid as well. The next thing they talk about is going to be Skirmish. This is going to be a large scale mode, so 20v20 objective focus experience where 2 teams clash across expansive environments. What sets Skirmish apart compared to a 6v6 mode isn't just its size, but the addition of wingsuits to multiplayer. This gliding gear allows you to soar across terrain with fast controlled aerial movement, completely shifts how you approach combat and objectives with the extra verticality and mobility. And they said no 2 matches are ever going to feel the same. Expect more information, including the vehicles you're set to control and the introduction in the upcoming weeks, so they're going to be having another reveal. Then they talk about zombies. So they said round-based zombies officially returns. They provided photo here, and they said basically when crews collide, familiar faces from the darkness. So it says here that with Weaver, Maya, Carver, and Gray damned to exist in this new nightmarish purgatory, their world is rocked still further. Mind-bending realities collide as they come face to face with an alternate incarnation of the original Zombies crew. From the darkness, familiar faces appear once more: Edward Richtofen, Takiyao, Nikolai, and Tank, with no idea who the others are and how they got here. While new alliances may or may not be formed, these legends return alongside the crew from Black Ops 6 to face a new kind of nightmare, though in the dark ether, nothing is ever what it seems. So they said they're trapped in the dark ether. Provide another image here. They said explore a vast and foreboding landscape and visit a series of eerie and forgotten locations, offering a multitude of threats. They also provide another image here, and they said as you travel through this haunted hellscape, the roads between locations can be dangerous and unforgiving. Fortunately, there's a fifth member of the crew to rely on all your transportation needs. So it looks like they're hinting at Ted here, but players with previous experience using transportation in their travels should be pleased to learn that BO7's launch map will allow access to well-weathered, fully drivable wonder vehicle to forge a path to the unknown. The next thing they talk about, the return of survival, core movement updates, and Dead Ops Arcade. So Dead Ops Arcade is officially back. They showcase a couple of seconds of footage, and then they go on to talk about survival maps are coming back for the first time since BO2, delivering a focused, unfiltered, round-based zombies experience at individual locations throughout the launch maps. There are no quests other than you and your squad surviving against the relentless undead for as long as you can. And then they say core movement changes also make an appearance in BO7, zombies with omni movement, innovations, and then combat role. And then they talked about Dead Ops officially returning. Top-down twin-stick zombie shooter provides plenty of frantic arcade-style action along with XP progression, packed with power-ups, traps, and relentless waves of enemies. They said there's going to be a full zombies reveal a couple of weeks away. Now, the global things that you guys need to know about. So, first off, they talked about connected progression, which we've already talked about, but they provide another image here, so you can go ahead and see that. Then they said weapon build codes and sharing. So, another brand new innovation in Call of Duty to your gunsmith in the form of weapon build sharing. You can send your build of your favorite weapon loadout directly to a friend, so they don't have to sit there and copy it and recreate it, but now there's a way they could just get it automatically. Then there's classic prestige updates. Weapon prestiging has evolved. So now it goes from level 1 through 50, then prestige 2, again 1 through 50, then weapon prestige master, all the way to level 250. And then they also provide an image of a new or returning AR, I should say. And then it says working alongside classic prestige, weapon prestige brings deep progression, mastery, and rewards. If you level your chosen weapon as normal, unlocking attachments as you progress. If you decide to enter weapon prestige, you unlock a unique camo you can equip to any weapon while relocking all the weapons available optic attachments as you begin fresh leveling the journey on the weapon over again. Once you enter weapon prestige, it also unlocks a unique build changing prestige attachment that is different with every weapon and can only be unlocked by entering weapon prestige. Reaching the max level again will give players the choice to continue their journey by entering Prestige 2, or which unlocks another unique camo and a weapon-specific weapon charm. Complete 2 weapon prestiges and you'll automatically graduate into Weapon Prestige Master with 250 levels to climb and chase through unique weapon camos at the end of the journey as well. So a lot of weapon camos coming in. Then it says incoming camo journey, weekly challenges, and more. They talk about Carry Forward. So it says, what is Carry Forward? It's a system that allows you select content and weapons, operators, and cosmetics from previous titles to transfer. So here's what they said. Black Ops 7 will feature the ability to utilize a wide variety of content from BO6. This mostly begins a few weeks after launch at the start of Season 1, prior to more in-depth comms on the subject. Here's what to expect. So XP tokens and gobblegums will carry forward at the launch of BO7. Weapons, operators, operator skins will carry forward at the start of Season 1 with some exceptions. Equipment and score streak skins for the content unavailable in BO7 will not carry forward. Equipment and score streak skins for content updated in BO7 will not carry forward. BO7 weapon camos will not be transferred to BO7 weapons. So the same thing as we had last time. I'll have a more detailed video to go over this later on. But this is pretty much everything you need to know. What are your thoughts on BO7? We're going to have more details. I'm going to have gameplay footage to showcase and a lot more, so be sure you are subscribed.